We're here in the Performance Center, and right now I'm talking with Jake. Jake's a new guy here. He's only worked with Smith Wesson for 30 years. What he's going to do here is he's going to do a final assembly of a revolver, and the reason why we want to show you this is just to let you actually see with your own eyes the degree of detailed handwork that's happening in here. Well, in the Performance Center, it's all about the final product. And if something has to stop and be done again, then it's stopped and it's done again. If a part isn't quite right, then they don't use it. Everything is about that final fit and finish. A Performance Center gun might be another $200 or $300, but there's many good reasons for that. You're about to see one of them. You know, all these guys really show their talent once they get a gun in their hands like this. As I watched him assemble this revolver, his hands just flowed with this fluid ease. You could tell that this was a master craftsman doing what he does best. From installing the hammer and trigger to the small sears and pins, this gun went together magically right in front of our eyes. And while we've sped this up just a little bit, I was surprised at how much time this actually took. I think that may explain another reason why you have to pay a few extra dollars for Performance Center guns. They get the kind of hand-fitting and attention to detail that, well, usually the mainstream production guns just don't get. You know, as they manipulated the action here as the gun went together, I could see that he was using all of his senses in his hands there to feel the gliding of the parts together. I could tell he had a really critical eye. It was either just so or he would have done it again. You know, I've taken my share of Smith & Wesson revolvers apart and back together again, but I'm here to tell you, this guy knew how to do it. You know, I confess I really like to hear these clicks and snips and kind of widgety sounds as he assembled this gun. There's something about guns going together I think will get any guy's attention. You know, something else that struck me was that the tools, they had a special tool for every little step. No need to duck this time. What he's looking for was barrel sight alignment there. You know, a few more clicks, and I noticed as the side plate went on the final time, things were happening really fast. I had to pay attention. A final check to make sure everything indexes correctly, and what he does is he'll actually chamber dummy rounds to make sure that the recoil shield clears everything.
And that's how it's done.
You know, even more of that detailed handwork is reflected when they fit this spherical bushing. Tell us what you're going to do here.
Okay, I'm going to take the barrel and I'm going to put a taper on it, and then I'm going to sandpaper it on the lathe over here, and it's going to go from a tight fit all the way down to a very loose fit down here, so it comes back into battery the same spot every time for our guns.
And you just do this by eye, by feel?
By feel.
By feel?
Yes.
Just because you've done this?
We've done it hundreds of times.
Yeah, I understand.
So you kind of get the knack of it.
Go ahead, show us how to do this. You know, you'll notice that there's no dial calipers or micrometers here. This is one man and his file. You know, what he does here is he goes from different grades of wet or dry paper to get that final taper and final polish. And you know what? I reached down, I felt this with my fingers. It's really something you just have to know how to do. It's all done by eye. Let's see if it worked. Yep, look at that, a perfect fit.